Okay, we're going to continue on in our Father's Word. This is Numbers 32, verse 33. So Moses gave to the children of Gad, to the children of Reuben, and to half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and the land within its cities, within the borders, and the cities of the surrounding country. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Adaroth, and Auror, and Adaroth, and Chopin, and Jazer, and Jogbehath, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fortified cities, and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elath, and Kirjath Jearim, Nebo, and Baal Meon, their names being changed, and Shibmah, and they gave other names to the cities which they built. And the children of Mashir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it, and depossessed the Amorites who were in it. So Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt in it. Also Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took its small towns, and called them Havoth Jeriah. That means towns of Jerir. Then Noba went and took Kenath and its villages, and he called it Nobah, after his own name. Now this is Numbers 33. These are the journeys of the children of Israel who went out of the land of Egypt by their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Now Moses wrote down the starting points of their journeys at the command of the Lord. And these are their journeys according to their starting points. They departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the day after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with boldness in the sight of all the Egyptians. For the Egyptians were bearing all their firstborn, whom the Lord had killed among them. Also on their gods the Lord had executed judgments. Then the children of Israel moved from Ramses and camped at Succoth. They departed from Succoth and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. They moved from Etham and turned back to Pi-Hahiroth, which is east of Baal Zephon, and they camped near Migdal. They departed from before Haruth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, went 3 days' journey into the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marhah. They moved from Marhah and came to Elim. And at Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees. So they camped there. They moved from Elim and camped by the Red Sea. They moved from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dophkah. They departed from Dophkah and camped at Alush. They moved from Alush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. They departed from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. They moved from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kilbroth Hadavah. They departed from Kilbroth Hadavah and camped at Hazeroth. They departed from Hazeroth and camped at Bithmah. They departed from Rithmah and camped at Ramon Perez. They departed from Ramon Perez and camped at Libnah. They moved from Libnah and camped at Rishah. They journeyed from Rishah and camped at Kephelahah. They went from Kephelahah and camped at Mount Shephar. They moved from Camp Shephar and camped at Haradad. And they moved from Haradad and camped at Magheloth. And they moved from Magheloth and camped at Tahath. And they departed from Tahath and camped at Terah. They moved from Terah and camped at Mithkah. And they went from Mithkah and camped at Hashmonah. They departed from Hashmonah and camped at Moseroth. They departed from Moseroth and camped at Beni Jakin. They moved from Beni Jakin and camped at Hor Haggadah. And they went from Hor Haggidgah and camped at Jotbathah. And they moved from Jotbathah and camped at Abronah. And they departed from Abronah and camped at Ezon Geber. And they moved from Ezon Geber. Now Geber, Geber, means giant in Hebrew. They moved from Ezon Geber and camped in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they moved from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor, on the boundary of the land of Edom. Then Aaron the priest went up to Mount Hor at the command of the Lord, and he died there in the 40th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, on the first day of the 5th month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. Now the king of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south, in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. So they departed from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmoneh. They departed from Zalmoneh and camped at Penunim. They departed from Penunim and camped at Oboth. They departed from Oboth and camped at Abrim, at the border of Moab. And they departed from Ejim and camped at Dibon Gad. And they moved from Dibon Gad and camped at Almon Dibelathim. And they moved from Almon Dibelathim and camped in the mountains of Abram, before Nebo. They departed from the mountains of Abram and camped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho. They camped by the Jordan from Beth Jezimoth as far as the Abel Archaea grove in the plains of Moab. Now the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across from Jericho, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, When you have crossed the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Destroy all their engraved stones, destroy all their molded images, and demolish all their high places. You shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell in it. For I have given you the land to possess, and you shall divide the land by lot as an inheritance among your families. To the larger you shall give a larger inheritance,